Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of Building Ampere. So you might remember that last week we built this part, and now we're going to be moving on to the UFO here. So I have a couple ideas for this part. I want it to be like, kind of like the inside of like an electricity box, but I need like a block palette for this part, so let me just get some help with that real quick. Okay, so I know the use of AI is a little bit controversial, but just hear me out, okay? So what I wrote is, "Good day, ChatGPT. Could you help me generate some sick block designs for my new Geometry Dash level Ampere? It's supposed to be blue and in the design style, with an electric theming as the name suggests. I'm looking for blocks, slopes, spikes, saws, and some air deco to fill up some needed space. I'd be forever grateful for this, thank you in advance." So let's see what it gives. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I guess we just have to recreate that in GD now. Okay, so I've gone ahead and recreated the block palette that ChatGPT gave me. So you have this like sort of big warding block, as we could call it. I'm just gonna throw it in like kind of sparsely. You have a part of the main block design, I would think. You have some 3D, so we're gonna put that in there. I like the saw design it gave me, I think it's quite cool. And, I mean, what else is to do there than just start making it? I guess we can start with these slopes. So what I could do is I could take this block, and maybe layer this on top of it. I like to do that a lot with my, my block design. And this is quite perfect actually, because we can just put this on top, and I think it could look somewhat nicely. Now it's good to have some variations, so we can't really just like copy and paste this immediately. Let's just like extend this design a little bit. Okay, I think like the general like design of this is like pretty alright so far. I mean, I kind of worry about the colors because they're kind of same-ish, but we're gonna worry about the colors later. I'll put the block design on a hold for a little bit. I just kind of want to fill the level up. I've been thinking of using these blocks for the ground spikes because they're kind of like tech-ish. Okay, I think it looks pretty decent. I mean, definitely use this design over here. This is a really cool idea. So I guess it's just like a little piece of wire sticking out. Works really well for the theme. I'll just like start placing stuff down. I mean, that's why I really like block palettes. They're really powerful because you don't really have to worry about like making like every single piece of design, like the saws, like the blocks, like the ground spikes. But yeah, I almost forgot about the 3D. I think that could definitely elevate this part a little bit. Oh yeah, that's nice. Except that it kind of kills these spikes here, but we can just kind of move them on the edge of the 3D, that's fine. So I guess I'll just like start filling in some of the designs now, and then we'll get to the pulses. I usually like to start block designs first, but before you actually get to like properly design the part, you need to have some pulses, because pulses just elevate everything like so much more. Okay, so I put down some stuff. I mean, this more or less just follows like the design philosophy I discussed before. I added these little particles. I'm not really sure what they're supposed to represent, but I think they're pretty cool. But before like we make any like further like actual very important designs, let's get to the pulses. Now I have something really special prepared for this. I want to show you guys a technique that I've only really seen a couple people use for pulses, and I find it quite convenient. So usually when we make pulses, we like to sync them to the drums, right? And to sync your pulses to the drums, you might as well have the drums in the level. So I've gone ahead and I transcribed the drums in this song into sheet music. You can see it over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make appropriate pulses based on these. You can see it syncs. Now I know a lot of you guys may not really understand this notation. It's completely fine. I can explain it real quick. You might remember some of this stuff from music class, but if not, then let's revise. Music usually consists of bars, which are going to be the smallest sort of segments of music that repeat, or are at least very similar. Inside these bars, we're going to place notes, which are going to represent the sounds that we make with our instruments. And I'm of course going to be focusing on drum notation here, so I'm going to be talking about drums. And also I'm going to limit the discussion to 4/4 time, because other more complicated time signatures are not necessary for this example. So we could place however many notes we want in these bars, but usually we like to have our amounts of a specific note being a power of 2, so we could For example, play 1 note per bar, 2 notes per bar, 4 notes per bar, maybe 8 notes per bar, like so on. And this brings us to the subdivision of notes. So we call a note a whole note if it's played once per bar. And similarly, we call a note a half note if it's played twice per bar. Now notice how every whole note there are 2 half notes. And this is a pattern that's going to repeat. So we have similar notes like a quarter note, which is played 4 times per bar. And every single half note, you have 2 quarter notes. And we can extend these notions to like the 8th note, 16th note, 32 note, and like so on. So for our discussion, as I said, we're only looking at 4/4 time, which just means there are going to be 4 quarter notes in each bar. And quarter notes are going to serve as our basic unit of time, and they're going to be like the sort of main, we could say, type of note that we count. Now, this alone doesn't really fully allow us to play a song, because we need to know how fast to play the notes, right? And here's where tempo comes in. So tempo gives you the information of how many quarter notes are played per minute. You know, hence the term beats per minute, which you've probably heard. So now that we know how notes work, let's look at what notes we're actually going to be playing. In this specific part of Infernoplex by Dimrain, the Song of Ampere, there's 4 different types of percussion elements used. The kick, the snare, the hi-hat, and the crash. And they all have different notations, which look like this. So here's a couple arrangements that should probably make it a little more clear on how like all these symbols interact together. So putting all of this together, this is how the part I'm using of Infernoplex by Dimrain looks like in sheet music. So now that you're familiar with basic drum notation, let's actually get to the pulses. So I think for the hi-hats, I'm gonna have some outline pulses. So I'm just gonna pulse the object color to like a slightly different hue. Maybe some blue, maybe some purple. We really want these to be slight because hi-hats are slight. Okay, I've just done like some like small like hue alterations. I think it looks pretty decent. We can play with it a little bit more later. Now for the crash here, I think I'm just gonna delete this. I'm gonna make a longer pulse so like a maybe stronger hue. Yeah, I think that works. I mean, we can always tweak it a little bit. I think an interesting choice for the pulse on the kick is to make the arrow stronger. Have a look. I think that's pretty cool actually. I haven't really seen that done. I like that. The snare is actually pretty quiet in this song, so we don't really have to have like a very big pulse. We can just like add a little effect. Okay, so what I did is I added this sort of funny looking saw blade effect. I think it's quite cool. I don't think this pulse needs to be very strong. And I kinda like stuff like this, because it really does spice parts up. I like to use a lot of like low opacity details. Okay, so I've done a little bit of building. I've actually changed the color of this little block to blue because I've tried it doesn't really look that good. This kind of brings me to a problem we have. So while this looks alright, it's all just the same color, isn't it? So I want to introduce some new colors to this. I actually think I have a pretty cool way of doing that. I didn't come up with this myself, but my friend Gibrano actually gave me a suggestion to use, where is it? Area Tint. Now this is gonna take a little bit to sort of get down, so I might just cut to when I actually finish this little process I'm doing, but essentially I'm just gonna tint the sides of the screen to yellow, you know, electricity feed, so we gotta have yellow. Okay, I think I got pretty good. Let me just show you guys real quick. It looks about like this. I really like how this looks, actually. I mean, this seems like pretty good progress for today. We're gonna work on this tomorrow. We're gonna do some grinding. We really need a background, though. But yeah, we're gonna get working on it tomorrow. Welcome back, everyone. So I couldn't really help myself but work on this level. Cause I couldn't record for a few days, and I've added some stuff. Have a look. Yeah, it's a lot, I know. So first of all, I extended the pulses, you know, usual work, but I also added these sort of green-red dots, because I said it's supposed to sort of look like the inside of an electricity box. I've also just added some more structure, some more details like this. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, I just kind of refined it a bit. Okay, so one of the things I said I really need to do is to make a background. So I think that's the first thing we're going to start with. I don't feel like the background really needs to be that complex. It's just like, no, we need to have something. Okay, so I've tried this background, which is like, just like a bunch of like wires hanging from this thing, and I think it works decently well. I mean, for this part, we don't really need like the most like detailed, extreme like background ever. It's just like something to like make it more dynamic. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff now. It's just gonna be like extending different designs. So some of this stuff is gonna be pretty boring. Have you guys heard that scientists are trying to like bring back mammoths? I've read about it on Twitter, it's quite interesting. Personally, I think I would like, if I were to like put them somewhere, I would put them on Antarctica, because that's like, it seems like a pretty natural habitat for them to be in. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Now, I'm already using like a lot of like animated blocks, but I think that's fine. For like a cherry on top, I could add like, maybe something like this. Because it just like, helps the designs like stay more alive. Yeah, I like that. I think it's cool. I'm like super all over the place, but like I guess it's just like that stage of making a level. We just have to add shit. Okay, I just thought about it. I think it would be cool if like we improve this little sort of lightning effect here. So I thought about is I would just put like these sort of flame objects. We could put some of these here, and it would make the level more lively. I really like animated objects. I try to use them very frequently. You can't really spam them too much, because then it feels forced, you know. I think that's pretty cool. Now, while this is good, I still think the part kind of needs like more stuff to make it, you know, feel alive. So I might put in some sort of foreground. So maybe like continuing the theme of the electricity box, we could like put in some sort of songs. I think it could work. I mean, it's not like a very complicated thing. It's just like some basic stuff to have. Yeah, I think that works. I mean, I think they need to be further apart because they're a bit congested now. But like the general principle is fine, I think. Yeah, this is really coming along. Damn. Okay. Yes, I mean, like, it's basically done when it comes to the designs. I mean, yeah, we have to, like, extend it to all of this, but I just don't really think that's very interesting for the video. So what I might do is I, might just cut to when I, like, finish.
Hello?
What the hell was that?
Hi.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, so I've basically gone ahead and I just finished that. I'll talk about some cool details I like. I kind of like these strips that fade in and out. I think I only made them because I didn't know what to put here, but I ended up using them a little bit more. Another cool thing is the user's manual. I like the way it looks. It's kind of silly, but it's cool. And this whole ending sequence is really good. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, overall the part turned out very good. I really must have gotten a lot better at building in just 1 week, cause like look at this versus this, it's crazy. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Next week we're gonna touch on this wave, which might be a bit of a doozy because of the structuring, but it's gonna be fine. Thank you guys for sticking with me in the second episode of Building Ampere. Hopefully the next few episodes will go just as well as this one. And so that's why